Okay, so as I was saying that we need to first create the share and have the share available on our network before adding it as an object in Active Directory. So I've created a folder called sales, and I want to make this, I want to go ahead and share this folder, and I want to share it for all our sales rep in the company. So in order to do that, I just right click and go to properties, and then I have a few tabs that I see here, and one of them is called sharing. Now there are two parts to this sharing. One is a tab just called sharing, where you will actually publish this share and make it available on the network. Then we have a tab called security, where we will assign more explicit uh, rights and access to the contents of that share. So sharing a folder does not really give access to what is inside of the folder. It's the security tab that you will come to make the adjustments and to sort of fine tune or assign granular access to whichever user and groups that you want to have access to that share. So let's go ahead and share it first. We're now publishing the share on our network. We're making the share available on our network. So in order to do that, we have two options. One is just called this option here, which is share, and the other is the advanced sharing options. Now, my preference, I always like to go to the advanced sharing, and now we can click on this. Currently it's not shared, so we just put a check mark in there where it says share this folder, and we can give it a name. So by default it'll take the name of the folder, just called sales. So we can name this anything that we want. We can call it sales 1, sales 2, sales rep, whatever you want. I'm gonna stick with the default, uh, or I can just add, say, sales data. Okay, so the share name doesn't have to be the name of the actual folder that we're sharing. It can be different. So in this case, I'm just going to call mine share data, and then I'm going to go to click on permissions to see who do I want to have access, or who the share should be available to, who can actually see this share on the network. Um, Normally, what I do when I'm sharing a folder, I will give the everyone group. That's a default group that's there. I will give them the change, and then I'll add an administrator account and give that administrator full the full control. Now, I don't want to get too fancy with the sharing and the security on it. So what I'm going to do here is just to give everyone full control. So that's not a whole lot secure. But for the purpose of this lab, I'm just going to give everyone full control. Click on apply to that and click on OK. And then click on OK again, and that folder is now shared. Now, as I said, sharing a folder, it is two parts. So the first one is to make the share available on the network. The next part is to go and define the security. So it's the security. This is called NTFS permission, where we'll now go and give specific users or groups whatever access we need to give them. Now, whenever you give the everyone full control, automatically the system adds this user administrators. For example, administrators will have full control. Okay, we have full control, and by default, this is all grayed out. We can change it, but there's a way to change it, which I'll show you how to do. Now, in users have also been given access to this share, but users is basically a general group that anybody can belong to. So normally when you're sharing something in the network and you want to make it a little bit secure, you don't want to leave this group users um, as a member, or you don't want to give users the group called users access to your shares on the network, unless you want to make it less secure. So in order to change this, you notice that the permissions are grayed out, and in order to change this option, to remove that users and to add additional users, or to add specific groups, you'll click on the advanced tab, and you'll go here and click on this option that says disable inheritance. So when you click on that disable inheritance, pops up a window there asking you, okay, do you want to convert the inherited permission or you want to remove the inherited permissions? So I'm going to go ahead and convert it. So it will, when you convert it, it will actually leave the existing users and groups that are already listed, and now you can come and you'll see that it's you can actually remove the access now. These check marks were grayed out before. Now you can see that they're all highlighted, so it means that you can edit or you can make the changes now. So click on edit here, and here you can actually remove. So the first thing is that you want to remove the users group. Just to make it a little bit more secure, you want to remove that. And what I want to do is add the sales reps group to this share. We want to give the sales rep group access to this share. So how do we do that? You click on add, and I know that our inactive directory, we have a group called sales rep. So we just type the name in sales rep and click on check name, and once the name has been found in Active Directory, you will actually see that it highlights it just like that I have on the screen, and click on OK. And now you can define define what rights you want to have or you want to give to this group. Now I'm not gonna explain all of these rights and permissions. We will leave that for another session. So I'm gonna for now I'm just gonna click on modify. So basically what I'm giving this group here the modify read write list write access. So basically they can read items and all folders and files. They can write to it. They can list the folder contents, etc. So go ahead and click on apply and click on OK, and then click close. Now we have a share that we have established on the network. So this share is now available on the network. The next thing is to go to Active Directory and add that share as an object. So here's my Active Directory, and I want to just put that share. I can put it in the users OU or computers OU, but it doesn't make sense to put it there because computers OU just represents computers. Organizational unit just represents the users OU represents users. Computers will just put computer accounts. So I'm gonna go to the main to the parent OU that I created, and I'm just gonna put the share right there. So in order to add the share as an object, we just right click and click on new, and we can go ahead and click on a shared folder, and now it's gonna ask us, okay, the name of the share, okay, and the network path. Okay, so the name of the share, we can call it sales data, sales data, and the network path now of that share. So what did we so we need to put this network path is giving us an example of what we need to add. So the first part of the share where it says server, this is the name of the server where the share is located, and the share is the name of the share. So in our case, the name of our server here is, let's have a name, look at the name of our server. Okay, so the name of our server is called SRVR 2019 G2, and the name of the share that we have actually given the folder set as a share name was called sales data. Okay, so we can make a note of that. So it's SRVR 2019-G2. So we go back to our Active Directory. So the name of the server is SRVR-2019, SRVR 2019-G2. Like that. And the name of the share was called sales data. Okay, like that. Now, if we want to verify that that share exists on our network, on our local computer, what we can do here is in Explorer, the way we verify that is we can do a double backslash, put the name of the server, so SRVR 2019 dash G2 and backslash. So if the name of the server is correct, we'll see all the shares that are actually available on this server. And here we see our sales data. Okay, this is our sales data here. So that share does exist. So we can just come here and say right click. We can copy that, and we can replace it here. We can paste it, or we can type it in manually. Right? I click on OK. So now that this share now will become available as an object in our Active Directory. If we want to look at the attributes, you just double click on it, and there isn't too many attributes associated with a share. You can just give it a description if you need to, and you can under the Manage tab, if there is a specific admin that is in charge of or is managing this share in the network, you can just put the info here. So very little attributes that you can associate with this share. Of course, like I said, if a company has a specific requirement for an attribute to be associated with this file share, as I had explained before, the Active Directory, you can do that on the schema, meaning that you can extend the schema to include any additional field that you want to appear in any one of the objects. So if you have some specific field that you want to add here, or whenever you're making any share, you can do that in the on the schema master, and have that field, that new field, become available whenever you're creating a share. So that's basically how you'll go about adding a share. So you first have to establish or create the share on the network. Once that share is available on the network, you can come now and add that in Active Directory.